a lot of tailgating is going to be gone. If not all of tailgating would be gone around the new stadium. Plenty of people up in arms about this. If you want to hop in, 800-636-1067, get callers into Grant and Danny.
That's not final. That's a negotiation tool.
Grant and Danny had callers yesterday saying that this would be a deal breaker. They'd rather stay where they're at, and they don't want to go to RFK if that's the case. My thing with this, BMitch, is they're still not building this stadium until at the earliest 2030 is what the mayor was saying. So if that's the case, you got 5 years to figure out spots to go tailgate, whether it's building up some stuff down by the river, and people are talking about in other cities you can tailgate on barges and doing different stuff. There are different ways that you can do this and find different spots. I have no doubt, like you said earlier, that even if they build it there and they have parking garages and the space is more limited, which it was always going to be if they move all out of where they currently are, they're still going to be tailgating.
Yeah. Is it tailgating down by Nats Park?
Well, and I think this is the issue that people have, BMitch. They don't want to go to the bar.
They don't have any tailgating down here?
I have never seen a tailgate at Nats Park.
No, I'm not talking about the huge. Like everything ain't gonna be as huge as it is.
Where would they be?
They got parking over here. They got. I've seen people inside that damn parking garage around their cars drinking and stuff. That's tailgating, right?
Boo.
Well,
no, that's not tailgating. That's just drinking around your car.
So you think in a parking garage you can't tailgate?
No.
Why not?
One, everybody's going to be breathing in charcoal. One, two,
but
no one
wants closed. They still got openings in all those places.
Be in a parking garage?
Yeah.
Nah, bro. I'm not feeling that one. That takes away from as a fan, that takes away from the entire experience of a football game. You know how many people who don't even have tickets that just go for the love of the tailgating just because they can't purchase a ticket, but that's the way they support the team? No, and then I'm going to speak for myself. I do not want to be in a bar or a restaurant before kickoff. I want to walk around.
I understand what you're saying, but you know what? People do it every damn game.
Where?
All over the country. Everybody is not.
We are talking about Washington fans.
Everybody's not in the parking lot tailgating.
We are talking about majority of our fans are. Why would our fans drive 2 hours plus to come sit in the garage? Bro, no, that takes away from the culture of everything.
Jeff,
I don't care. I'm not emotionally tied to RFK.
You wasn't born when RFK was there.
And that's why I have no attachment to it.
They had tailgating outside by RFK. Okay? If you got outside, and all the cars won't be parked in the garage.
What space?
Dude, right around the stadium.
If they take all that and build that in garages, where are they going to have space?
They're not going to build all garages. This is something that somebody mentioned what they want to propose.
Yeah, and the thing is,
it ain't final.
If it's no tailgating, I am against it. I'm sorry, bro.
Jeff,
I'm glad it's not
DC
final.
Anyway, you already said
that.
No,
the thing is, I'm cool with it being in DC. If we could, I don't want it to go nowhere if they say we can't tailgate. No, that is a prime.
When the last time you tailgated, Jeff?
I tailgate every.
No. I want to know when the last time you held a tailgate.
Oh, my family.
My family.
What are you talking about?
We had. Specify the question one more time.
But
when was the last time you held the tailgate?
Dude, I'm telling you, you're trying to negate it just because I said I threw it with my family on the Cowboys Commanders game because that is our thing. We all get tickets there and we tailgate there.
Okay.
We have done it for the past 4 or 5 years.
Well, I'm gonna tell you,
and when my grandmother was living, we did that. We did that all the time.
And you're gonna see it's gonna be tailgating.
What if it's not, B? That's the thing.
I don't think about what if it's not.
We can play the optimism side all you want, but who wants to tailgate and they got to look over their shoulder to make sure no one is coming to shut it down?
I mean, I think that's a big part of this, right?
They do it right now. So if the game over, they make you run out of the stadium.
Well, but I think that's a big part of it is people are going to still tailgate, but like you said, Jeff, I don't want to have to worry if I'm tailgating that I'm going to get yelled at to move or
the question
tear it
I
down.
Ask is this something final right now, or is this something they mentioned?
I mean, it's still something they're working on.
Until it's final, then you don't know. And I believe it will not be final because a lot of people, just like you're saying, are going to feel the same way. So they're going to have an area to tailgate. It's going to be an area.
And they're going to charge you more to be in that area to tailgate.
They're going to charge you more anyway.
Why we got to go through all that? Why we got to go through all that?
So you want to stay at the whole stadium?
Yeah, and build it up. Why not?
If you build it up, they're going to charge you anyway for the build up.
No.
What
I'm saying is you got to pay for parking, all right? And then if you got to pay more because you want to park and tailgate, that's crazy.
But to be honest with you right now, if you look at the tickets and how the tailgate, how the parking is, they charging some people more anyway. So it's going to always be people charged more. So whether it's like a tailgate area or not, you're going to be charged more no matter what when you build a new stadium.
Well, and I think the reality is no matter where they go, you're going to have less tailgating space, regardless, unless they stay where they're at. Because the fact is they're just built in the middle of a parking lot. So there's going to be less tailgating space. But I do think that there needs to be a way that they still have a large area. And the caller before had brought up that maybe the top of the parking garage can be a designated tailgating space. And Jeff, I mean, you could explain this more than I can. I don't know that that's nearly enough space, just the top of a parking garage, for the number of tailgates that you have. There are certain people that have tons and tons of people. There are some people that just want to tailgate with their family. It's, 4 or 5 people. But there are huge tailgates, a big part of what they do over at Northwest Stadium. And some of the callers brought up a point yesterday, BMitch, that said, this team has been bad for so long that tailgating, it still happened at RFK back in the day, but it became even more prevalent with the surrounding area around FedEx and now Northwest Stadium. And the team was horrible, so that became the highlight. Now that the team is good again, they don't want to give up the tailgating, which became a highlight of their game day.
I understand all that, but this is where I'm a little different than most people. We are going to have an argument about something that's not set in stone because somebody suggested that. Somebody else is also probably suggesting that they're going to keep tailgating around. And I have to believe that if you're going to build a stadium and there will be some level of outdoor parking, you're going to have a level of tailgating.
Yeah.
Okay. Baltimore is right in the middle of the city, right? They tailgate around that place too. I believe DC won't be no different.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people because
see, the thing with that is though, B, where Baltimore is and walking up, it's like places like it's vacant lots. If you go around RFK, where would you have those lots at?
The same. I think they're gonna have some. They may not be as many lots they had prior, but you're gonna have still some lots. Okay, and if the suggestion is on top of a parking garage, you're outside, you're on top, you still can tailgate. That make a difference.
800-636-1067. You want to hop in on the MGM National Harbor listener lines? Plenty of phone calls. Let's get out to Larry in La Plata. Larry, what's going on?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Please listen to Obi-Wan Mitchell because he is absolutely right. A couple of things to point out. Number one, tailgating is weaved into the fabric of the NFL. However, number two, a famous ABC executive once said, the answer to all your questions is money. They can build more parking spaces into the sky than they can on land. However, there will be a designated tailgate area, but it won't be that big, and it'll be very expensive. They will want to encourage you to patronize the bars and the restaurants around. So like Brian is saying, there will be a space. But at the end of the day, the answer to all your questions is money.
Well, and Larry, okay? Appreciate the phone call. The issue that people have with that is that part of the reason tailgating is so prevalent is I don't want to pay $15 for a beer. I don't want to pay $12 for a hot dog when I can go down to the local grocery store, buy one of those things much cheaper, and then enjoy it out at my own tailgate where I'm grilling my own hot dogs and drinking my own beer. And that's the issue.
Have you ever been to a bar in D.C.? You know what you're going to spend for a single shot drink, and you don't think that price is going to be upped around a new stadium? Nah, I'm not with it.
I'm gonna tell you like this here. Not be with it, but it's gonna be some tailgating.
Well, and look, I tend to side with I don't personally tailgate. I tend to side with it's not as big a deal, but I do understand that it is a big part of game day for a lot of people, and you're going to frustrate a lot of fans who already feel like they've been piled on. Yes, this season was great, and hopefully there's plenty more to come, but they're frustrated.
You're talking as if this is what the team is suggesting. This is not the team suggesting this.
No, it's not.
So the team wants the tailgating. And I think eventually if the team, like they're saying, we're not going to use public funds. If the team going to use a lot of their money, there's going to be tailgating.
Yeah.
Okay? if we just go with you have a lot of people who have moved into D.C. from all these other areas that could give a damn about the whole football team altogether. And it's people now living in that area that weren't there before, that don't want anything around. They just want to live and walk around with their little dogs all day. If the stadium goes in D.C., tailgating is going to follow. Believe me.
I mean, I went to a game.
I don't know a stadium where there is no tailgating.
Yeah, we get that it's going to follow, B, but it just sucks as a consumer that you already got to pay for the tickets to go to the game. You got to pay to park. And now if we want to tailgate on top of bringing all the food that I've bought, all the drinks that I've bought, on top of that, I have to pay to get into a smaller lot. That's just crazy for the consumer.
That's a suggestion I made. That's not a guarantee of that. But the whole thing is like you say you and your family do one game a year.
Yeah.
Okay. So you think anybody's going to do it based off of that fact? No.
No, but you got people who tailgate every day.
Those people who tailgate every day will find a way. They don't give a damn about what they do.
Yeah, see, that finding a way thing is the part that rubs me the wrong way. And granted, this is all hypotheticals.
That's what I'm saying.
That
so
find a way.
I'm telling you, that's why I don't like having discussions about hypotheticals.
But B, this is a prominent thing in the offseason. We're talking about the location of our stadium in which we're going to pay for.
Who said y'all gonna pay for it?
No, what I'm talking about, we're gonna pay when this location and stuff change. We're gonna pay. If we got to go to a bar to tailgate, that's us paying for that. The thing is,
you're not paying for the stadium. I think the stadium already been set.
What I'm saying,
the team is not. It's going to not be just tax dollars.
No, but what I'm saying, B, because if you take tailgating away or limit it and charge more, that's still more on the consumer. That's still more that the consumer is playing. Because
that's the American way, bro.
Yeah, but the thing is,
new.
if that is what we have to sacrifice for that to go to RFK,
I'm gonna close out with one more statement.
I don't want to go
When have
there.
you ever paid for a damn ticket, Jeff? Because you just stated we gonna pay for the ticket.
No. Listen, B, when I speak, I'm not speaking for, because I worked my way to get in this position. I'm talking about the everyday people who love this team, who got to spend their hard-earned money. And I'm with them because that's some of my folks. If that is a part of the sacrifice that we have to go to RFK and we're going to have limited tailgating, I am not for it.